Next, we need to import some of the data we just exported into the Word document we were working on earlier. The data is shown in here in Excel. I've selected it, Command C copies it, and then I'll need to paste this into the correct part of the Word document. The correct part is after the paragraph, which ends, "Here are some small kites suitable for a beginner." Here's the position. So let's press enter for a new paragraph. And before I insert the data, I'm going to create a table. The table needs to be 3 columns and 5 rows. Select the entire table, Command V, pastes. And there's the data. Now there's one thing that's missing, which is the field labels, or the column headings, because we didn't manage to export those to Excel. So let's do this manually. If you right click just to the left of the table, we can select Insert Rows, and manually we can add in the column headings, which should be model, size and use. Now, it doesn't ask us yet to do any formatting to this table, but the table doesn't look nice because some are left aligned, some are right aligned, the font is different. So let's tidy that up first. First click Home, left align everything, and let's copy across the font style from the paragraph text. Okay, so now we have the same font and style as the rest of the document. It looks much better. Let's just resize the column slightly so that there's no word wrap. That looks good enough for now. There should be one blank line above and below the table. Well, there isn't yet. So I have a blank line. And here is a blank line. That's okay. Save the document. Now we need to produce a vertical bar chart using the contents of this CSV file. CSV file can be opened in Excel, and that would be the ideal package to produce a bar chart with. So let's open Excel, and then within Excel let's open the CSV file. Now this was downloaded earlier from the email, so it's in my downloads folder. And I need to enable all files so that I can open a CSV. Open that. Here's the data. Resize the window. Now, a vertical bar chart using this data. Well, we just select the data to plot, click on Charts. The vertical bar chart here is known as a column chart, and the clustered column I think is the appropriate one. So here's the chart. It's not completely correct. Firstly, we don't actually want year shown as a bar, do we? Each of the series should be named by year. So let's remove those from the plotted data. So this looks better. Now we'll need to name the series. So if I right click on the chart, select data, I can then come in and name each series. So series 1 is 1995, series 2 is 2000, series 3 is 2005. Click OK. That's looking better. Before we place this in the Word document, we need some labels. So first it needs a title. So click on Chart Layout, Chart Title, above the charts. We need category axis labels. So that means we need kite surf, kite buggy, and so on shown. That's fine. A legend to identify the years displayed. Yes, we have that. That's fine. Now it's ready to place into the Word document. So click on the chart, click on the edge of the area here, Command C to copy, back to the Word document, and we want to place this after the following chart indicates the growing popularity. That's right at the end of the document. Enter, Command V pastes. I can see it's been automatically resized appropriately. That looks good. Now spell check and proofread the document. We could do this manually. That's what I like to do because Word doesn't find every spelling mistake. But in an exam we might not have time to do that. So Tools, Spelling and Grammar. And let's just go through and see what it's found. Well, Rogallo, that's someone's name, so that must be fine. Ignore. Same again. Someone's name. Ignore. The spelling check is complete, so that suggests there are no spelling errors. Now we need to make sure we place page breaks if necessary to ensure that firstly tables do not overlap two columns or pages. Well, that's a problem with this table. And it's a problem we could solve by moving the table to the next page, but that wouldn't look terribly good. So a better idea might be to ensure we remove this extra space within the table. So let's select the table, select the entire table, format, paragraph, and remove this spacing at the end of each paragraph. Change that to 0. And now the table looks better. Next, bulleted lists should not overlap two columns or pages. Bulleted list here is fine. There should be no widows or orphans. Now, widows and orphans are lines that appear at the beginning or the end of a page, and I don't see any here, a column, and there are no blank pages, so that's fine. So now we save the document, and we print the document, print it there, and finally we need to send another email. So if I go back to my email account, I can compose a new email message. This one should be sent to design.h at CIE, and it should be copied. So add CC to kites.events. Now that's the email address we stored in our address book earlier. The subject draft for kite article. In the body we need some information. And I need to attach the document I've just been working on. Now, if I don't remember where I saved it, I can check back in Word, do File, Save As, and see where it's been saved. Okay, so it's been saved in my Worked Past Papers folder. And the name was Modelling and Simulation. Now, step 53 asks me to print a copy of the email before I actually send it. So the easy way to do that is by taking a screenshot. need to make sure that all of the information is visible. Shift Control Command 4 selects the entire browser window, and then I can paste that back in the Word document I was using as an evidence file. And now that it's the end of the paper, I need to print the evidence file. And the instructions ask me to send the email. So click send, and it's been sent. And that's the end of this paper. Thank you for watching.